record from. I will
Sir,
record
sir,
from.
one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So can you explain about the Swiss bank crisis?
Swiss bank crisis. Swiss bank crisis. Yeah. If you ask like this, what I will do, I will go to my chat gpt.openai.com, log in, then
Also, the two banks as well as that family was there now who failed, means who broke financially because of this Swiss bank crisis. That Georgia, something is there.
no, I don't know full details. I will just check up what Google is telling, and from that I will speak out to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Swiss bank crisis details. See, even chat GPT, it is not telling. I'm sorry, but as of my lost knowledge, is updated up to September 2021 only. So that means it won't be able to help us. Now, I think we can take from Google Uncle, Google.com.
Economists are calling it the biggest bank fall down in the decade.
What happened to Credit Suisse?
That same thing. Credit Suisse, yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. Is it being recorded now? Yeah. What is shown here is where is that Credit Suisse? I just now got it. Kidhar gaya? This Credit Suisse, Germany, na?
Yes, sir. Suisse. Sir, is it Swiss or Suisse?
Pardon? I think I've done a mistake in spelling. CREDIT, Credit Suisse, SWISSE, na? Credit
No, sir.
Suisse.
SUISSE, Suisse. Credit Suisse.
Suisse crisis details. What happened at Credit Suisse and how did it reach? Then Investopedia, this is telling what happened at Credit Suisse and why did it collapse? Series of scandals and plunge. I am just showing. Are you seeing it on the screen? No.
No, sir.
Now you will see it. What happened at Credit Suisse and why did it collapse? Series of scandals and plunging stock prices led to collapse. Series of scandals and plunging stock prices led to collapse. In mid-March 23, Swiss bank UBS Group AG, UBS bought a rival Credit Suisse Group AG for 3 billion, say CHF. I don't know what is CHF. Maybe something relating to France or whatever it is. They have bought it for this. A move intended to shore up the global banking system and prevent the latter financial institution from collapsing. The Swiss bank was supposed to get collapsed. That has been prevented by UBS Group now. Credit Suisse, one of the Switzerland's leading financial institution, since its predecessor, Switzerland Credit was founded in 1856, was among group of 30 banks known globally, systemically important, and a full collapse might have devastated the global financial system. Here, there is one important word, Systemically important. This systemically important means the bank is so big, if that fails, it will affect the economy. Likewise, among the insurance companies, LIC is a domestically systemic important company. New India Assurance is a domestically important systemic company. That means, as far as India is concerned, insurance field is concerned, if these two companies collapse, it will bring down the economy of the country. Same is the case with banking. State Bank of India, Axis Bank, then HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. These four banks are considered as systemically important banks. If they collapse, it will bring down the economy. And there are such banks in the world. And this useless bank was one of the banks considered like a systemically important bank, but that also collapsed, was collapsing. And that collapse has been saved by UBS. Below, we explore what happened with Credit Suisse crisis and the impact of the bank's collapse. Key takeaways, this alone you remember. Credit Suisse, the second largest bank in Switzerland, collapsed in March 2023 and was bought by rival UBS for $3 billion. That is about 3.3 billion US dollar. Anybody knows what is CHF? CHF means what? I am asking Google uncle. CHF means
Swiss francs.
Swiss franc.
Yes, sir. Official currency of Switzerland.
Acha, very good, very good. Nice. Are you seeing the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Credit Suisse faced numerous scandals in recent years, including a spying scandal, the collapse of two investment funds in which the bank was heavily involved, and a rotating group of executives. Immediately prior to Credit Suisse collapse, two US banks, Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, also collapsed, sending shock waves through the global financial system. USB plans to sell off parts of Credit Suisse in the coming months and years. The impact of Switzerland's reputation as a global banking hub and a stable financial center may be significant. Once upon a time, Switzerland was considered a heaven. Many of our corrupt politicians, they were keeping their huge unaccounted money in that place only, Switzerland. Because
Switzerland is still called financial capital of world.
because they were not asking for details like in our bank. If you go, they will ask Aadhaar card, a PAN card and all that. It seems in those banks, they will not ask any details, but still open an account, take your deposit. I don't know what is the system they follow, but that is how I understand. About Credit Suisse, as at the end of 2021, Credit Suisse had assets under management of 1.6 trillion, making it the second largest bank in Switzerland after UBS. At that time, Credit Suisse employed more than 50,000 people. Note that as of year end 2022, Credit Suisse assets under management dropped to 1.3 trillion CHF. Beginning in 2023, it was organized into 5 divisions: wealth management, Swiss bank, asset management, investment bank, and capital release unit. At the time of its purchase by UBS, Credit Suisse had about 150 offices in roughly 50 countries around the world. What caused the collapse of Credit Suisse? Despite its long history, Credit Suisse was plagued by a series of scandals, management shifts, significant losses in recent years. In February 2020, Credit Suisse then CEO Tidjane Thiam resigned after a 2019 spying scandal. Credit Suisse wealth management boss Iqbal Khan left for UBS and was subsequently surveilled by private contractors in an effort to determine whether he poached clients. In 2021, amid the pandemic, the collapse of the US Family Investment Fund, Archegos Capital and British Finance, and Greensill Capital triggered a pre-tax loss of close to $1 billion for Credit Suisse. Following the collapse of Archegos, Credit Suisse Investment Bank CEO and Chief Risk and Compliance Officer, compliance officer, these people, you remember, there were posts like compliance. Compliance means carrying out as per directions of the controlling organization, namely Reserve Bank of India. CEO, Chief Risk Compliance Officer, left the company. An independent investigation of Credit Suisse role in the Archegos scandal found that the bank had failed to effectively manage risk, but suggested that no fraudulent or illegal conduct occurred. Months later, in January 2022, chairman resigned from the bank's board about 9 months in the position over a scandal related to his breaching of Swiss and British COVID-19 quarantine protocols. By late summer 2022, the new CEO unveiled a strategic review that was hindered by unsubstantiated rumor that Credit Suisse was facing an impending failure. This prompted clients to pull. This is the problem. See, there was a rumor stating that the company was in problem, bank was in problem. This prompted clients to pull 110 billion Swiss franc of funds in the final quarter of 2022. Facing a stock that shed about 3/4 of its value in a year, the stock value, that is share price of Swiss bank, came down 75%. Credit Suisse announced plans in early 2023 to borrow up to 54 billion to shore up liquidity and boost investor confidence. However, by mid-March, bank's top banker, Saudi National Bank, said it would not give money to Credit Suisse. One of the final developments prior to UBS purchase was the collapse of US Bank Silicon and Signature Bank. They prompted US government to make sweeping promises to depositors that money would be available, but nevertheless sent fears through the global banking system. Timeline of collapse. In summary, the key events leading up to the collapse of Credit Suisse are as under: 2019 and 20, Credit Suisse faces spying scandal. 2021, Archegos Capital Greensill Capital collapse. January 22, chairman resigns. July and August, rumor circulates. March 23, Credit Suisse says it will borrow 54 billion. 23, US institutions, Silicon Valley, Signature Bank fail. 23 March, Switzerland regulatory authorities allowed takeover of Credit Suisse by UBS. Impact of collapse. The impact of UBS takeover of Credit Suisse is wide-ranging. For the bank's offices around the world, around 50,000 employees, the future remains uncertain, as UBS would absorb some or all of them and shutter or lay off others. UBS is expected to have roughly 5 trillion in assets under management following the deal. The global financial system responded with measures to attempt stabilize banks. Central banks moved to coordinate daily access. See, the one problem I tell you is that banks can have checking mechanism, but following them up is really tough. It is because in one institution, if 2 bad people are there, they can bring down the entire institution down. 1 or 2 people, and it is all the more so where the first man himself is the culprit. then nothing can be done in any institution. And that is the reason why, in spite of Reserve Banks supposed to be doing inspection, they don't do inspection. What they do, they come, they take tea, coffee, samosa, then take some sweets, and then write something and go away. With that, nothing is revealed. The fellow who is committing fraud, he is working on his hacking skills, his ability to cheat them, and does all the things that can be done to bring losses. So, and also there are political pressures. Companies like LIC, State Bank of India, NABARD, PFRDAI, they are, though directly not under the influence of the bosses, namely the government officials, indirectly or directly, they will be getting messages, come on, invest today in Adani. From tomorrow, do not invest in Shriram Fibers. Like that, they get instructions, which those people cannot say no. If he says no, he cannot get down from his office building and get to his car. He'll be taken off, like what you see in the movies. That is the risk of the system. So we can't blame them also. Like judges, they are giving peculiar decisions because they are also under threat from one or two people. So that is what it is. So now coming here, the global financial system responded with measures to attempts to stabilize banks. I read wrongly as destabilize. Central banks moved to coordinate daily access to a lending facility for banks seeking to borrow US dollars in the immediate aftermath of takeover. Switzerland's government is particularly impacted as it has agreed to provide 100 billion to ensure deal is complete. See, now at one stage, what happens? See, it is like this. Father and mother taking care of the son. He is being directed properly. But majority of the children nowadays, we find, not, it may not be among you all. Majority of the children, what they do, they take to drinking, they take to drugs, they take to smuggling. With the result, they land in self problem. So what can parents do? They have, what can parents do? They have to safeguard the son or daughter by paying money to him. And that is what is government doing now. Switzerland government is particularly impacted as it has agreed to provide 100 billion. 100 billion means 100 kodi, 100 crore. 100 into 100 crore of Swiss currency. For investors, about 16 billion CHF in Credit Suisse contingent convertible bonds are wiped out as parts of the takeover. That means some people have been affected. The collapse of Credit Suisse also impact Switzerland's reputation as a stable, strong country for banking. The loss of one of the country's oldest financial institutions, the bank that rolled the construction of Switzerland railways, could leave Swiss citizens in and out of the banking industry devastated. Acquisition of Credit Suisse by UBS. A bailout, important, several related terms. This may be of use for LIC and banking people. Several related.
ஒரு டேபிள் ஸ்பூன்ன்றா
ஒரு டேபிள் ஸ்பூன்னா இதான்
பெருசு இதுவா
2 ஸ்பூன் கணக்கு 2 சின்ன ஸ்பூன் கணக்கு.
Several related terms may be used to describe situations like Credit Suisse, including bailout, merger, and takeover, but there are key indications. Bailout is when an individual or business or organization provides capital or other resources to a falling company to prevent it from collapsing. Bailout. Normally, bailout means say many of these politicians, many of these culprits, they commit crimes. They go to court. The court will give them bail. And that is how you see in majority of the cases, a fellow has stolen 105th car, and that fellow's name is involved in 100 cases of car lifting. But our legal system is such that we are giving bail for people who are committing crime by lifting cars, by committing crimes like, say, spoiling women, committing crimes like defrauding banks, then thieves, all these things. That is because of our system. We can't blame the government also. There is no place for them to be kept in the prison. And if you start feeding them food, there will be nothing available for the, say, economy also. A merger is a type of agreement that unites two companies into one, often with one company that is struggling, subsumed by the other. A takeover is one a company successfully bids to take over another. Now here what happened? UBS is taking over Credit Suisse, gaining control of its assets. Officially, UBS Credit Suisse deal. Acha, this is not considered as takeover, but it is taken as merger. Merger is a type of agreement that unites two companies into one, often with one company that is struggling, subsumed by the other. Credit Suisse is being subsumed by UBS. What will happen to Credit Suisse? Obviously, the price will go down. Which is bigger, UBS or Credit Suisse? UBS is the largest bank. How much will UBS pay out for Credit Suisse? UBS bid to assume control at 3 billion, roughly 3.3. How is Saudi Arabia involved in the collapse of Credit Suisse? Saudi Arabia, Saudi National Bank invested 1.4 billion for a 10% stake in Credit Suisse in 2022, making it Credit Suisse largest shareholder. How is the collapse of Credit Suisse related to Silicon Valley? The specifics of the collapse of Credit Suisse are different. However, the collapses in close succession did frighten. In fact, even before this signature bank, Silicon Valley Bank, was coming down, I could know the reasons here right from December or January itself, that Credit Suisse is coming down. Likewise, these are some of the points regarding Credit Suisse. And in fact, for LIC boys, I have posted yesterday a video. Did you see that, boys? LIC boys, did you see that? I can safely say that you would not have seen, because many of you don't know what you have to do. Many of you don't know what you should study. So that is the problem. I will show you. This is of interest for our bank people also. Bank people. Wait a minute. LIC share loses. Please note it. What is IPO? What is IPO?
Initial public
The
offering.
company released the share for the first time, sir.
Yeah, initial public offer.
Initial
Correct.
public offering.
Very good. Yeah, initially the LIC shares were offered at rupees 949 per share. And now it has eroded how much? Indian rupees 2.5 trillion. Trillion na how many crores? 100 billions, is it so? 1 trillion is equal to how many crores? 1 minute. Let me see here. 1 trillion. Because they say India will become 5 trillion economy. What is equal to 1 trillion? 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crores. 1 billion is 100. 1 billion is 100 crore. But 1 trillion is 1 lakh crores. 1 lakh crores. Not even 10,000. It is 1 lakh crores. So could you see this screen? Are you seeing the screen? Hello, are you able to
Yes,
see
sir.
the?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, very good. That's right. Now we will come back to this again. I will share it again. Just a minute. I was showing this one, not this one. I was showing this one, LIC. I must share this, just a minute. I must share this one. Now see. Now here they say, retail investors are still buying the LIC shares. That's what he says. Erosion means what? Soil erosion. Agriculture candidates will know. Soil
Remove
erosion.
of the upper layer of the soil.
Removal
Sir.
of the upper
Fertile.
layer of the soil.
Exactly. Good.
Transfer to the.
Very good. Excellent. Now we will continue.
Sir,
Yeah.
SBI has released its quarter two.
Yeah. Quarter four.
Quarter four, sorry. Quarter
Yeah.
four.
They have made a huge profit.
Yes, sir. It is too high. Means it is approx 50,000 crores. So do we need to remember the data of SBI also?
No, not necessary. Federal Bank people need not remember that. Not required.
Okay.
Of course, if you say you are having account with State Bank of India, they may ask you who is the chairman of State Bank of India. What is the news about State Bank of India? What is the news about Federal Bank? Why are you remembering about Federal Bank? What makes you join Federal Bank? What do you think is the plus point of Federal Bank? In what are the achievements of our bank? Like that, they will ask.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and this will be relevant for Federal Bank people who are going for FCCE and all. FCCE and especially commerce students, for you, it may be of use. Okay, very good. Now I think it is already time over 7:45 or so. Now, what did I ask you to study today? Yes, please.
Sir, what is the difference between FINRA and SEC, sir?
Pardon, FI?
Financial Industry Regulatory Authority and Security Exchange Commission, sir.
Acha,
What both?
1 minute. I don't know. I have to check it up and then tell you. Tell me FI,
NRA, sir.
FINRA, NRA.
Yes, yes, sir.
1 minute. We will see that. Good. You are first time I am hearing about this word. Where did you hear this word?
Complaints related, I searched, sir. Complaints officer, based on these all came, sir. FINRA and this one SEC, sir.
Mhm,
It's related to US, sir. It's a private company.
mhm. Here it coming. Yeah. FINRA.org.
So
Uh,
federal bank candidate can leave.
Pardon? Federal Bank?
Candidates can leave. If
Yeah, you can go. If you want, you can go. No problem. No problem. No, but this is of relevant for federal bank people also, because this FINRA and all is some macro level terms which I am hearing for the first time.
It
And
is a regulatory authority.
maybe, yeah.
For financial institutes.
Yeah, 1 minute. FINRA. Okay, if you want, you can leave. No problem. No compulsion.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody wants to go can go. About FINRA. About FINRA. Oh, it is American. Acha, acha. What we do?
Yes, sir. American.
What we do, FINRA plays a critical role in ensuring the integrity of America's financial system, all at no cost to taxpayers. Working under the supervision of Securities Exchange Commission. Securities Exchange Commission in America is equivalent of Securities Exchange Board of India in India. Just as Federal Reserve of USA is equivalent of a Reserve Bank of India in India. That's all. So write and enforce rules governing ethical activities of all registered broker-dealer firms and registered brokers US. Examine firms and compliance with those rules. Foster market transparency, educate investors. In my view, candidates appearing for FCCE, they can just have a broad idea of this, but not many details about USA need to be known. And you have to be thorough with the SEBI. You have to be thorough with the SEBI. Go to SEBI website, whatever is coming in that, please read about the SEBI, how it is functioning and all. The latest problem that is being talked more is that Hindenburg issue. Adani and Hindenburg issue is what is being talked about, over which honestly, even I don't know what is the correct answer, because each one tells one. SEBI says there is no problem here, and some other people say there is more problem. It all depends on how you look at it. But as an interviewee, you will have to know what is being written in papers. So wherever you want to comment positively or negatively, you can see. We find in some newspapers this report. You tell like that, that will be sufficient. Could you follow?
Sir,
Yeah.
how do we tackle this Hindenburg report in LICAO interview, sir?
LICAO Hindenburg company is an American company which has sent a report stating that Adani group of companies made, they were short selling and they were showing or inflated figures in their books. Their share prices are inflated. And he also stated that Adani group of companies indulged in, say, borrowing against its own shares from the banks, and using that money again, they were rebuying the shares of their own sister concerns and inflating the price of the shares. And they also stated this has been assisted by the institutions in India, namely LIC, State Bank of India, and other big marketing dealers, mutual funds, and all that. So it is all inflated figure, and the real figures must be very low. That's what he said. The moment he said on January 24, the share prices started coming down heavily. And there was a lot of huge cry against the BJP government, stating they are covering certain things and they are giving so much privileges to Adani. But it is also true, if you look at the records, you will find Adani company, it is not a new company. It has been there for last 20, 30, 40 years. But then its progress has been very high in the recent past, say about 10 or 15 years. Even before Modi becoming prime minister, when he was in, say, Gujarat, the company was being helped. And it is also stated that Adani was not helped initially by BJP. He was helped by even Congress governments. And even today, there are Congress governments which are patronizing him in his projects and all, because he is into almost all projects, like say airports, ports, then road construction, then IT industry, and likewise almost all areas, then
Green
ships,
energy.
green energy, almost all energy, all fields they are involved. So you can't expect a Congress government not to deal with them. They are also dealing with that. So the situation was the prices came down, but now I think they are steadily improving or increasing. We cannot say that this is the reason. It's because the funds available with the government is so huge. And if they only buy shares of some companies, its price can go up to any level. So I'm not telling government is at wrong, but in my view, share market itself is a gambling market. They are making 1 into 100 and giving it to lakhs of people. And in the end, only a few gains. Only a few gains. Supposing you participate in jackpot in racing, not all the people can gain. Only 1 or 2 people can gain in the jackpot. Similarly is the case in the case of say acting and all, where 100 people enter into the arena, there may be 0.1% people coming out successful. But that is not the case in the case of public sector companies. That is why all of us are interested in joining public sector or leading private sector companies, because at least your base level is assured. That is the difference between, say, an entrepreneur and this one. This is what it is. Yeah, I think I have covered the question you had. Next, anybody else? It's only 5 minutes more. Please tell me, anybody else, any question? Now, what did you study under LIC? Somebody can ask question to another person and he can answer that question. Come on. Bharadwaj, please ask question to Venkatesh.
Sir, about insurance or any other, sir?
About insurance only. Venkatesh, you are also. Achha, Venkatesh
No,
is
sir, I'm
going.
federal.
You are federal. Next, anybody else? Insurance wala? Ram is there. Ask Ram.
Yes, sir.
Ask Ram. Or Ram will ask question to whomsoever it is. Bharadwaj. Ram, are you asking question to Bharadwaj?
Okay, sir. because just searching the exact role and responsibility of VAO, I'm not able to find those answers.
Please tell
Uh,
Bharadwaj. Now, why are you telling sir and all? Straight away ask question, Baba. Straight away
Yeah.
put the question. So you
The
should
question
learn.
is,
You should learn to speak briefly, concisely, accurately. Come on,
yeah, the
ask.
question is roles and responsibility of AAO.
Bharadwaj. Bharadwaj.
Sorry, sir. I am saying the answer without unmute button, sir.
Pardon?
I am telling the answer without unmute the button, sir. Now only I get to know about the mute button.
Bharadwaj is asking
Yes, sir.
what is the job role of a AAO?
Yes, sir. I am telling you, sir.
Tell.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. The main role of AAO is Q person. Q person means the AAO collect the new proposal forms from the development officers. They will verify the policies about it will stage to the next stage or we will cancel the policy. That is called underwriting. The AAO also known as underwriter. And they will also manage the claim sessions. Claim sessions means they will handle the maturity or if the policyholder asking the surrender value, they will provide. This is the main two activities of AAO. After that, they will assess the administrative officer and roles. He complete a project assigned by the higher authorities. Otherwise, he also maintain the account session also. So this is the main activities of AAO in the office, sir.
Anybody else can add some more point? Anybody else?
Let me add some more points.
Yeah.
AAO needs to communicate across various departments and coordinate works. Then responsible for interacting with the clients and resolving the queries. Then also he is responsible for processing claims in both filing and management of claims. Then he need to create and maintain databases. Then also he is responsible for planning new schemes, policies, and also processing policy applicants. I think this point he covered. He is also in charge of inspecting and analyzing currently running policies.
Sir, only one point, sir. The new schemes are assigned by the divisional office level, sir.
Okay.
AAO cannot make any new schemes.
Cannot make new schemes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me correct this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now let me read out to you. I have my chat GPT has been able to tell me. Are you seeing on the screen? I will show you now. Boys, are you seeing on the screen?
Yes, sir.
LIC Ram, listen carefully. LIC AAO plays a significant role in the functioning of Life Insurance Corporation of India, one of the largest insurance companies in India. LIC AAOs are recruited through a competitive examination conducted by this and all not required for you. The primary role of LIC AAO is to assist in the administration and management of various insurance policies offered by LIC. Here are some of the key responsibilities and duties of LIC AAOs. Number one, policy underwriting. This is what Venkatesh said, Bharadwaj said. LIC AAOs assess insurance applications, analyze risk factors, and determine the premium rates for different policies. They evaluate the applicant's health condition, financial background, and other relevant factors to make informed decisions on policy issuance. Claims processing. LIC AAOs are involved in the processing and settlement of insurance claims, review the claims applications, investigate the circumstances surrounding the claim, and ensure that the policy terms and conditions are met before approving claim settlement. Policy servicing. LIC AOs handle policy servicing tasks such as policy renewals, premium collections, addressing customer queries, and grievances. They provide assistance to shareholders in undergoing their policies, updating personal information, making changes to their policies when required. Then market research and development. LIC AOs are responsible for conducting market research and analysis to identify potential business opportunities and formulate strategies for product development and market expansion. They analyze customer needs, competitor offerings, and market trends to make a recommendation for improving existing policies and introducing new ones. One AAO by himself will not be creating any new policy, but the group of AAOs will be assigned a task like what has been told in point number 4. And when they are in the administrative office, they will be in charge of formulating new policies and all. Coordination and communication. LIC AOs coordinate with various departments within LIC, such as underwriting department, claims department, marketing department, and the customer service department. They collaborate. Where am I? They collaborate with colleagues and superiors to ensure smooth functioning and effective implementation of policies and procedures. Number 6, companies and risk management. LIC AOs adhere to regulatory guidelines and ensure compliance with insurance laws and regulations. They assess and mitigate risks associated with policy issuing and claim settlement, maintaining financial stability and integrity of LIC. Overall, LIC AOs play a vital role in the day-to-day operations of LIC, contributing to the efficient management and delivery of insurance services to policyholders. They combine technical knowledge, analytical skills, customer service abilities to fulfill their responsibilities and support LIC's mission of providing financial protection and security to individuals and businesses across India. Ram, this is a super material. Please by heart this one, all of you. Thank you. Thank you
Sir.
so much. Yeah. Tomorrow
This material available in our share.
I have posted now in our I have posted now in the Telegram page.
Okay, sir.
In the Telegram page I have posted. Tomorrow we will meet at 7:15 p.m. as usual.
Same time. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. I'm stopping.